SEO is evolving faster than ever, and AI is leading the charge. Traditional ranking factors are really shifting, and if you're optimizing like it's still 2020, well, you're already behind. In today's video, I'm revealing how AI is currently changing SEO, what Google isn't telling you, and how you can future-proof your strategy in order to dominate search results. My name is Chris Kirksey, and if you're serious about ranking in AI-driven searches, well, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. The first thing I want to talk about, which is really what's on everyone's minds right now, is how AI-powered search may be replacing traditional organic rankings. Are Google's new AI search results actually changing how users are interacting with search pages? Well, let's talk about it. Google's AI-driven search feature provides really instant answers directly on their search results pages. There was an interesting study I came across where it showed that being included in an AI overview can actually increase your visibility. There's a study that showed the organic click-through rate jumping from about 7.4% to over 1% for brands that were featured in as that first result in the AI overview. But that being said, simply ranking well enough, it's no longer enough. Your content strategy needs to adapt to this new reality where being featured in AI overviews becomes increasingly important for visibility, traffic, and conversions. So to adapt your SEO strategy, I'm going to go over a few different points. Number one, optimize for AI answers. So make sure your content is one that actually cites sources from information. This means providing clear, concise answers with authoritative detail that an AI engine would deem trustworthy. So you do this by using schema like FAQ schema, how-to schema, medical markup, local business schema, and being cited in AI just makes it a lot easier when it crawls and understands your page better through leveraging schema. Also, you want to focus on earning trust and authority. You got to ensure that your site demonstrates medical expertise. So having doctor quotes, citations, credentials on your site, that all helps AI consider it as a trustworthy, reliable source. Also, the typical EEAT signals, experience, expertise, authority, and trustworthiness, those all help increase the likelihood of you being included in AI overviews. Also, another great thing is to target non-AI opportunities. Because guess what? Not every search triggers an AI overview in Google. Analytics shows informational queries trigger AI more often, whereas local or navigational queries are significantly less affected by AI showing up in search results. So identify those important keywords in your niche that don't bring up an AI answer and double down on ranking those. Also, if you do appear in an AI answer, you want to make sure that it's a branding win. So make sure that your page titles are compelling and actually representative of your brand. That way, even if users don't click, your expertise is right there on display. So making all of these optimizations so that you make sure you're actually getting referenced by AI instead of being ignored and lost. Well, all this stuff is called generative engine optimization. You've probably heard it, Gen AI optimization. Geo also is another name for it. It's really taking shape right here in 2025 as users are really increasingly turning to AI platforms for answers. So this geo strategy is focusing on getting your brand or content featured in AI generated responses rather than just traditional search rankings. Because guess what? Users are now asking questions directly to platforms like ChatGPT, Bing Chat, Perplexity, and Gemini. So instead of typing best pediatric hospital in Austin into Google, people are probably asking AI something like, what's the best hospital in Austin for pediatric care? And the cool thing about AI search results, well, you get a complete answer and not just links to click. And that's kind of how geo differs from SEO. So traditional SEO, basically we're ranking pages in search results. There's also a percentage there that's geo. People are really going to GPT to find healthcare, which is wild, but it presents a whole new opportunity. Now, when optimizing to be found in AI search engines, you have to understand that AI search tools gather information in different ways. Some will pull content from the web in real time, for example, using GPT with the search button turned on. And then there's search engines using AI like Claude.ai, which I personally love to use, but not for searching. Although that being said, people do use it to search. And then there's Google's system, which combines live web results with the AI generated content. And then, when you have that web browsing enabled in ChatGPT, it uses both the current web content and its knowledge base. So ChatGPT really is the powerhouse here for right now for generative engine searches. So let's go over some of the best practices for geo. The first one, as I said before, and I'll say it again, implement structured data. So when your site's content is machine readable by using schema markup, such as like medical schema, FAQ schema, this really does help AI systems understand context and key facts. The second most important thing here, entity-based SEO. This is where you're focusing on entities such as topics, people, organizations in your content. AI models build knowledge graphs of entities. For example, make sure your hospital's name is consistently tied to the services and specialties that you provide. Generative AI understands content through entities and relationships, not just keywords. So create content that clearly defines important concepts and then interlinks them together. For example, a page on diabetes that links to insulin treatment pages, which links to your endocrinologist's bios. The third thing that you can really do to optimize for AI-driven search engines is conversationalize your content. Basically, since so many AI answers are phrased as natural questions, optimize your content to answer questions naturally in a conversational tone. On your pages, incorporate frequently asked question sections and long tail question keywords in your pages. For example, include a heading like, how does X treatment work for X condition? Followed by a clear, easy to read answer. This aligns with how users are naturally asking questions, and that's how AI prefers to retrieve it. And then the fourth thing that I'll say about geo here is make sure you have good, solid technical SEO. And that means basically you have a site that's fast, crawlable, secure, has HTTPS. If your site's not secure, Google's not going to want to crawl it. AI searches platforms are not going to want to crawl it. So these are just like the basic things. Make sure you have a solid foundation for your growth, because technical issues will prevent AI crawlers from accessing your content. Another thing I want to talk about is how content needs to be more than just informational, because guess what? AI favors engaging, unique, and user-centric content that's focused on expertise, experience, authority, and trustworthiness. Because having the right information, it's not enough. It's how you present and enrich that data and information that determines whether it gets surfaced. AI-driven results prioritize content that's comprehensive, unique, easy to read, and genuinely helpful. And when it comes to content in the healthcare space, Google's EEAT guidelines have become even more important, because with so much AI-generated content and potentially low quality content, search algorithms and AI answer engines are looking for signals that your content's written by real experts and is trustworthy. So in your content, start talking about real experiences. Include anecdotes or case studies that demonstrate your firsthand experience in what you're talking about. These elements are adding that experience factor that's going to set your content apart from generic AI summarized text. Are you struggling to keep up with Google's consistent algorithm changes? Well, here at Direction, we help businesses build future-proof SEO and GEO strategies so that they can adapt to where their patients and where their potential customers are searching. Schedule a free strategy call today. Links in the description below. Now, let's get back to the video. Let's talk about how AI is shaping keyword strategy. Right now, search intent is really evolving. The way people are searching, it's changing. Searches are getting longer and more conversational, especially in healthcare. Standard keyword research tools still matter, but now you need to expand your approach by leveraging long tail and conversational phrases. Identify the detailed questions and phrases that patients might be using. So the long tail queries, usually 5 to 8 or more words. If you incorporate these into your content, using longer natural sounding phrases that match how people are actually asking questions, it's going to improve your chances significantly of ranking in AI-driven search results. Also, that you need to align with search intent. Matching keywords, that's not enough. You need to satisfy why the user's searching. So you need to see if each search is either informational, transactional, navigational, or something else. Google's AI is getting even better at interpreting intent and context. So ensure your content fully addresses the intent. For example, if somebody's searching treatment options for osteoarthritis pain, a comprehensive guide that covers medications, physical therapy, lifestyle changes, when a consultant doctor, keeps going. This will be way better than just a narrow page about a drug. Now, here's what's really cool about AI. You can use these AI tools for insights. Ironically, you can use AI to help with your SEO and GEO. You can analyze search data to suggest related terms and questions. You can use GPT to help identify semantic content clusters, groups of related keywords and topics that your content should cover. So, for example, if you're targeting migraine treatments, ChatGPT might say, hey, include something in there about migraine triggers or preventative medications and home remedies, because it seems like those are pretty well associated with what users are searching. So make sure that to get found in generative engines, you're also still covering the basics when it comes to SEO. Don't ever abandon traditional best practices. It is good to target both a mix of short tail and long tail keywords in your content strategy. Broad terms such as diabetes management can bring general visibility, while the longer tail variants, such as diabetes management tips for seniors, capture those more specific searches. Use heading tags and content structures properly to give each page a clear topical focus. Now, the last thing that I'll say is that people's website experience, it really today matters more than ever. User experience is a ranking factor. And as AI is reshaping search, there's a consistent theme. UX signals are paramount. Google's generative search puts even more emphasis on surfacing content from sites that are fast, easy to use, and clearly authoritative. In fact, SGE's focus on user experience reinforces the need for SEO strategies that prioritize usability and engagement, according to a 2024 Bright Edge analysis. So this means making sure your website loads quickly, is mobile friendly, and provides an easy experience to visitors. Quality backlinks. Offsite signals are one of the most important. So make sure you're looking for opportunities to get backlinks from reputable sources that are industry relevant. For example, collaborate on a medical research article, or sponsor or speak at healthcare events, which might even get you mentioned online. All that stuff really helps. Make sure that you're also listed in all the relevant medical directories. Links and external authority signals, they help Google really decide on which sources to trust to put in their generated responses. So focus on quality over quantity. At the end of the day, AI is definitely reshaping how patients are finding healthcare information online. From the way search results are displayed with rich AI summaries to queries people use in the content that succeeds, healthcare SEO this year in 2025 demands a proactive, quality-driven approach. The key trends can be boiled down to one theme: focus on the user. Optimize for the questions they ask. Make sure they have a great experience on your site and that they can trust the content that they're reading. By combining all these traditional SEO fundamentals with some AI-specific strategies, from geotactics to EEAT enhancements, you'll maintain and even grow your search visibility. The healthcare brands that do all of this, well, they'll be the ones to thrive in the new era of AI-powered search. What's the biggest challenge that you're facing with AI-driven SEO? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about it. Want to future-proof your SEO even further? Watch this video next and stay ahead of the competition. I'll see you there.